Ball out to Marmoush, he will lob the goalkeeper. Beautiful goal from Omar Marmoush.
A new Egyptian prince is lighting up the English Premier League. Omar Marmoush is the new Pharaoh in town. And before you tell me I'm crazy, let me tell you that this guy is scary good. But his behind-the-scenes story is even better. How did a kid from Cairo navigate lots of difficulties to become the new Mohammed Salah? And how much has his life outside football impacted fans? From his unbelievable rise to the top to his personal relationships, Arab lifestyle, expensive cars, net worth, and all there is to know, this is the Etihad lifestyle of Omar Marmoush. Omar Marmoush was born on February 7, 1999, to Egyptian-Canadian parents in Cairo, Egypt. Marmoush's parents had previously lived in Canada for 6 years before returning to Egypt, where they both raised Omar. Growing up in Cairo, Marmoush's football talent was obvious early on, and although his parents were initially skeptical, preferring to keep him on the education path, they still got him registered in Wadi Degla SC's Youth Academy, a prominent club in the country. Thanks to his multicultural background, Marmoush didn't have many problems blending into the diverse environments in which he found himself. The Egyptian made his first team debut at 17. Watching the match, you knew it was only a matter of time before the European scouts took note of his pace and technical ability. Marmoush made only 16 appearances for Wadi Degla before Wolfsburg snatched him. Switching from Egypt to Germany wasn't exactly a walk in the park. The fact that Marmoush didn't speak German at the time made things harder. It got so bad that he couldn't even order a coffee in those early months. He would simply stand aside and wait until a similar order to what he wanted came up. Only then would he signal to the waiter that he'd like the same. Marmoush also didn't know how to make his own meals. That was another hurdle he had to overcome. On the pitch, Bundesliga football was brutal and physically demanding, so Marmoush took a couple of seasons to warm up to the challenge. Spending 3 years with the reserves, he finally made his Bundesliga debut with Wolfsburg in May 2020. In search for more playing time, Marmoush was sent out on loan to FC St. Pauli in the 2 Bundesliga, and that's when the tide started to turn. Marmoush was dropping bangers, gaining confidence, and making a huge impression. Bundesliga side VfB Stuttgart grabbed him on loan next, and Marmoush continued to impress. He scored an insane last-minute equalizer against Eintracht Frankfurt that had fans going crazy. Defenders couldn't handle the Egyptian. Marmoush returned to Wolfsburg and established himself in their first team for the 2022 and 23 season. He won the Bundesliga Rookie of the Month award 2 times and finished the season with 6 goals and 1 assist in 36 appearances. Marmoush then joined Eintracht Frankfurt on a free transfer ahead of the 2023 and 24 campaign. And that's when he really caught fire. Under the guidance of manager Dino Topmöller, Marmoush hit the ground running with 17 goals and 6 assists in 41 appearances across all competitions. But that was only the beginning. The Egyptian hit a new gear at the beginning of this season, snagging 20 goals and 14 assists in only 26 appearances for the German side and winning 2 Bundesliga Player of the Month awards before getting scooped up by Man City. On the international stage, Marmoush has made over 35 appearances for the Egyptian national team since his debut in October 2021. But let's take a minute to pause and ask ourselves this question. What exactly is special about Omar Marmoush? And what is he bringing to the City team? Let me answer that for you. Liverpool, Real Madrid, PSG, Man United, Chelsea, and Arsenal were all linked to the Egyptian at some point, but Manchester City coughed out £59 million to get him this January. Marmoush just turned 26 and is probably entering his prime. On a utility level, he is explosive and versatile. He can operate as a striker and also as a winger in wide areas. One of the things fans love the most about Marmoush is the fact that he is very direct and wouldn't hesitate to use his pace and acceleration to create chances for his teammates. Such power, sharpness, and more importantly shot accuracy makes him a threat around the box. I should also mention that he is low-key a set-piece specialist, having scored a couple of free kicks recently. Here's Marmoush describing his footballing influence and his best qualities.
Who was your footballing idol growing up?
Ronaldinho.
What are your best 3 attributes as a player?
Dribbling, fast,
and bins.
With Marmoush among the top 5 most prolific attackers in Europe, in terms of goal contributions, Manchester City made a bold move by signing him midway through the season. In terms of what Marmoush adds to the current City squad, it's quite obvious that his movement inside the penalty area, finishing, and set-piece delivery immediately stand out. His ability to make dazzling runs behind the defense and his speed on the counter are additional qualities City could use in the absence of Julian Alvarez and an attack that hasn't been firing on all cylinders throughout this season. But skipping past the football, what do we find out? Marmoush keeps his personal life away from the public eye, but some fans have said that he's currently seeing someone. As usual, it's important to respect players and their decision to keep things private. But what we can tell is that Marmoush is pretty much focused on his career at this point and is looking to break new grounds at the Etihad after becoming the first Egyptian to play for the club. We know a few things about Marmoush's lifestyle though. He says he loves Afrobeat and is a big fan of Burna Boy. And that outside of football, paddle is right at the top for him. Marmoush's multicultural background has helped him to acclimatize to different cultures, and he always seems to have a lot of fun wherever he finds himself. Man City's golden boy Marmoush is fluent in Arabic, English, and French. He's Muslim and is often seen doing the sujud after scoring a goal. Looking back at his career so far, Marmoush says that he didn't have an alternative career plan for himself if football didn't work out. It was football or nothing, and he knew this for a fact since 7th grade. And all we can say is he made the right decision, didn't he? I mean, take a look at his properties. Marmoush has an Aston Martin DBX Ride, a luxurious high-performance SUV powered by a 4.0-liter twin-turbocharged V8 engine, producing 542 horsepower. It rockets from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.3 seconds, and is priced above $200,000. The sophisticated all-wheel drive system, adaptive air suspension, and handcrafted interiors offer a supercar experience in an SUV package. But that's not the only luxury car Marmoush has. We've seen him in a couple of others, and quite hilariously, we've seen him in some seriously small cars too. Marmoush has active TikTok and Instagram accounts where he treats millions of fans to glamorous photo shoots and his highlights on the pitch. We don't know what his Manchester mansion looks like at the moment, considering he just moved to a new city, but I'm pretty sure we'll get a sneak peek in the coming weeks. Marmoush currently earns £295,000 weekly, which adds up to over £15 million annually. This figure puts him among the top 5 highest earners at the club, only behind Haaland, Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, and Grealish. His current contract keeps him at the club until June 2029. So he's definitely a long-term investment for the club. Apart from his weekly wages and performance bonuses, Marmoush also has significant earning potential from endorsements. Plus, he's involved in other businesses. The Egyptian was recently named the global brand ambassador of the innovative Egypt-based fractional real estate ownership startup, PropTech Partment. Taking into consideration his past and current earnings and other sources of income, we expect Marmoush's net worth to be over the $20 million mark. While specific details of Marmoush's charitable endeavors are not widely publicized, we know him to be an inspiration for the youth academies and fans in Cairo, Europe, and even Canada. Some have even gone as far as comparing Marmoush with his compatriot Mohammed Salah. That natural ability to run at defenders, exploit gaps, and finish off counterattacks hasn't gone unnoticed. Salah himself has warned people not to make the mistake of comparing Marmoush to him, saying that his younger compatriot needs to live his own experience and avoid undue pressure. Marmoush, in turn, has said that Salah is undoubtedly the best player in Egypt's history, but that he'll be looking to create his own story. But what are your thoughts about Omar Marmoush? What catches your attention the most about his lifestyle? And how do you like his chances of making a big splash at Manchester City?